Hey guys, my name is Justin Hodges, and today we're talking all about real estate. This is my associate, Dean Matsui, here at Century 21 Homes. He is going to tell us today what a 3-2-1 buy down is and how this might be applicable to you guys in this environment as you go to buy your first home or a home beyond your first. So, Dean, hit me. What is a 3-2-1 buy down?
So right now, 3-2-1 buy down is a really great tool that we're using to help buyers battle that high interest rate, right? So what it means is, so for the first year, your interest rate is 3% lower, and you pay that for the first year. The second year, your interest rate is 2% lower, and you pay that for the second year. The third year, it is 1% lower. And then after the 3 years, it goes to the original base interest rate, which is generally what we have now. The key idea behind it is, like, obviously we're hoping that interest rates are going to go down. As inflation gets better, interest rates can come down, and we're hoping within those 3 years, interest rates come down to a nice, comfortable point that you could refinance the home.
Right.
But even if that doesn't happen, because there's so many, questions of, well, what is going to happen with the interest rates? But at the same time, the buyer is still qualifying for the home purchase at their base interest rate. Whatever they qualify for, that's their interest rate. That's what they're going to get. And so the idea behind it is, like, they can afford that home as long as, nothing changes with their income, they don't lose a job, the price doesn't change. You're at a fixed interest rate. So God forbid, even if rates don't come down, well, at the end of the 3 years, if rates don't come down, they're the same. Well, you have the same rate that you would have had anyway if you bought in 3 years. But of course, you've now been paying into the home for 3 years. You've also been collecting the tax benefits of owning a home for 3 years. And as you know, there's quite a few tax benefits from owning a home.
Gotcha.
And
so
then
it essentially reduces your monthly payment right now or over these first 3 years. So
yeah,
let's say, let's look at today. Right now, in today's world, I'm looking at a home and I'm financing it at 7.5% interest rate roughly. I can reduce that by 3% the first year, right? So what am I looking at in the math? 4.5 on that? That
yeah,
probably
exactly.
significantly reduce my monthly payment on it for that, the first 12 months, right?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty incredible. And then remember, guys, you still own this asset. So you get control of the house and whatever it's worth. You get rewarded with the equity over time as well, the tax benefits of it too, and just the pride of home ownership, really. But this gets you kind of like a nice leeway for 3 years, essentially, as we see what happens with rates, really. Dean, who pays for this? How do I ask for this when I'm putting in offers on homes? And, talk me through that a little bit.
That's one of the best parts is, so when a home has been sitting on the market for a little while, obviously the sellers, they want to sell their home. Typically, there's a motivation behind them selling the home, and they need to sell it quickly. So what we do is we ask for a seller credit. So that credit comes from the seller. So you're going to pay whatever price for the home. Let's say it's a $500,000 home. And so you're going to ask for a credit of that $500,000 home based off of the interest rate, right? So whatever the 1% of that is going to be, we're going to use that 1% to multiply to get our 3%, our 2%, our 1% over the next 3 years. And that's something that won't come out of the buyer's pocket. The seller, they're going to still get their home sold. They're still going to get a good price. They're just going to have that concession that they're giving to the buyer during the escrow.
Man, this is neat. I'm just going to do a quick example on this. So let's say we're sitting at 7.5% interest on a home, $500,000. For reference, everyone, we're talking Hawaii numbers. So this is, that's a starter essentially where we're at here on Oahu. and we're going to put down 5% on an FHA. So this drags your monthly payment roughly to about $3,900 currently in today's world at a 7.5% rate, right? So if we do a 3-2-1 and we pull that down by 3 points in year one, we're at a 4.5% interest. That monthly payment now is about $3,000. So you're looking at a savings or differential of about $900.
Almost $1,000. It's crazy.
Yeah. And again, you still become a homeowner and receive all the other benefits of this. And the best part is you're negotiating a seller credit. So technically the seller is paying for this out of the price that you guys are negotiating or settling on.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Why wouldn't you ask for seller credit then to knock this out or apply it towards this 3-2-1? Because that's going to save you a lot of dollars over these 3 years. It also buys you time to refinance as we see what happens here with rates.
Yeah. And you generally will figure out that price with your loan officer, right? You'll find out how much it's going to cost for that 3-2-1 buy down initially before you even put in the offer on the home. So you have that number in pocket.
Right.
So when you put in the offer on the home, that goes into the purchase offer for the house. So right up in the beginning, you're going to say, yes, we're going to pay $500,000 for this home, and this is the credit that we're asking for. And if the seller agrees to it, great. It works out for them. They get their home sold. Buyer gets a good home at a good price and at a good rate for the first 3 years.
Right.
So really, it kind of becomes a win-win for everyone.
Awesome. And I'm assuming worst case, you can't get seller credit, you can't negotiate that for whatever reason. You find a place you love, you move forward on it anyways. You can use your own cash if you have some to buy down the rate, right? For 3-2-1.
Yeah, particularly if someone had the money initially. I know here in Hawaii, it can be hard to have that much money when we're talking about it, but there are some buyers that do.
Right.
Some buyers have sold another property or they've been saving. So they could potentially do that as well.
Okay.
But I would say in the last year or so, seller credits, those concessions have been pretty common. So many of us as realtors representing the sellers, we've already been able to kind of talk to our sellers and let them know, hey, this is something that the buyer could come in asking for. We're kind of just letting them know it's a possibility. And so we're just kind of really getting them ready and getting them prepared that this might come with the offer. So when they see it, they understand, and they understand what is happening. I've even seen it where the buyers have come in over asking, and then let's say it's a $500,000 home, they'll come in at $520,000, and they'll ask for a $20,000 credit. So at that point, the seller's getting their list price.
Right.
The buyers essentially rolling that into the financing.
And what's 20 grand over when you amortize it over 30 years of your mortgage length? It's really, it does not hurt you at all. You won't even feel it, honestly, right? If you're the home buyer walking into that.
And
awesome.
Again, the goal is always within that 3 years.
Right.
We see a fluctuation in interest rates, and interest rates have always been fluctuating. They've always gone up and down. If you look at them historically, and so for a lot of us, yes, we're projecting interest rates, hoping interest rates will go down. No one has that crystal ball. But I kind of also look at it as, well, worst case scenario, interest rates go up. So then what happens after that 3 years? Let's say interest rates are 10%. Well, okay, you have 7.25.
Right.
So in 3 years, you still have 7.25. So you're doing better than the people that are trying to buy a home now. And if we're being realistic, here in Hawaii, the home prices still have strong values, and home prices are still going up. I've seen home prices go up even despite the increase in interest rates. So if you think about it, those 3 years, right? Even if the rates stay the same, even if rates go up, those 3 years you've been paying into the home, you've been getting tax benefits, and you've been building equity. That's 3 years. That's 3 years you can't get back.
Yep.
If you wait until 2027 to buy your home.
Right? I agree. Yeah, guys, stop waiting. Dean, if you're here on Oahu, for everyone out there, this is, again, Dean Matsui at Century 21. Dean, how can people get a hold of you if they want to talk a little bit more about all this?
Welcome to call me, text me, email me. I can put all my contact information below.
Cool.
But yeah.
We'll throw it in the link in the video for everyone out there. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Justin. Again, this is Dean Matsui. Thanks so much, guys.